6 months ago at Namyangju, Uzu-0E Yup Entertainment District. Inside a pub, some thugs are harassing a waiter. They throw bottles at the waiter and tells him to call his boss. The waiter gets scared, and in a shaky voice he tells the gangsters that the boss can't come as he is not in the store. The gangster then gives a deadly look and tells the waiter to deduct 1 from the bill. Out of 3 bottles are already on the house, the waiter replies. Hearing this, the gangster gets angry and shouts at the waiter to shut his mouth and get lost. Because of the loud scream, the waiter shakes up and gets out of the room, lowering his head. As he gets out, he sees a huge red-haired boy trying to get into the room. The waiter stops him and tells him not to get inside, as this people are not just neighborhood punks. "Are these gangsters' backs made of steel or what?" the boy asked. And after that, he gets inside. As he gets inside, the gangsters look at him. The boy stands in front of them silently. The gangster asked him that if he is the boss. The boy gives a deadly look and takes a piece of broken glass from the table. He then stabs his arm with the glass. Blood starts to come from that wound. The gangsters get shocked to see this act. The boy says that now he got stabbed once, saying this. He grabs the end of the table and sends it flying. He then beats up all the 3 gangsters and knocks them out. This boy's name is N.A. Jansu. He is a District 1 participant of Kangdong Audition. Now, back to the present, we can see in a room. Some supervisors of Kangdong Audition has gathered, and they are having a party. In that party, the District I Gangdong, Seoul East Gyeonggi supervisor Hwang Mingi tells the story of Anna Junsu to his fellow colleges. Song Hyun-soo is also in this party. He slams on the table and says that he is very annoyed as he tried to make a line this time, but he lost it. Hwang Mingi says that Song Hyun-soo's junior participating in Uijongbu is quite bold as he got stepped on by the same loser. Hwang Mingi then asked Song Hyun-soo that of this loser is Lee Kang-jin. Song Hyun-soo leans and tells that there is no point in dealing with that, a family-less loser and a crazy troublemaker. After that, the District 2 Sandnam, Seoul South Gyeonggi director Yeo Changman tells Song Hyun-soo that in auditions, shouldn't there be something like a loser's rematch for those who got eliminated? Hearing this, Song Hyun-soo gets up and gives a creepy smile, saying that this will be fun. Later we can see that Kang Jin-man and Ming-yu is at Oh Young-gu's training center room. The 3 of them are discussing about the Kang-jin audition. Jin-man says that as participates Woo Man-jun and Hwang Dong-hyuk is out, so the only one that is left is Kang Min-hyuk, and this guy is a total troublemaker. Kang says that both Woo Min-jun and Hwang Dong-hyuk are idiots, as they should just call all of them idiots. Ho, don't say such annoying things. Not everyone labeled a fool is the same kind of fool. You know Jin-man says this to Kang. Hearing this, Kang gets angry and hits Jin-man, telling him not to spout such bullshit. A top student participating in a gangster audition, isn't that just absurd? Jin-man says this to Kang, withholding his neck. Hearing this, Kang remembers his conversation with Kang Min-hyuk. Min-hyuk tells Kang that he gets stressed by doing studies, and he is a person who studies well. Kang didn't understand his words, so he tells Min-hyuk to get straight to the point. Min-hyuk then looks at Kang and says that he relieves the stress through violence, and especially when dealing with thugs like him who enjoy throwing punches. Remembering this, Kang thinks that Min-hyuk's goal is becoming an intel gangster. After that, Jin-man says that Kang Min-hyuk is a typical Korean fighter and is like a lottery ticket. Ming-yu asked Jin-man that what he means by lottery ticket. Jin-man then starts to says that boxing-wrestling combo is called boxler. Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu combo is called Mujitsu. Then what about the lottery ticket thing? Ming-yu then replies that boxing and taekwondo is the lottery ticket. Jin-man says that it's correct. He also tells that from elementary to middle school, Kang Min-hyuk won numerous national competition medals. He also excels at studying. Naturally, Min-hyuk's taekwondo career ends for his parents' wishes, and also back in middle school, He took up boxing with a condition never dropped below 5th place in the whole school, and then he won various sport competitions. Minuk is also a justice guy. He can't see any injustice. After beating up the troublemakers near the academy district, he became infamous. Then one day when he gets out of the class, he sees that a group of thug is waiting for him. Seeing the thugs, Minuk throws his bag and takes off his glasses and gives a creepy smile. He is a top student who is addicted to violence. Minuk rushed towards the thug's leader and punched him. The punch breaks some teeth of the thug. After that day, people call him alias Sight or the Psycho Elite. Later that night, we can see Kang Minhyuk and his friends get out from their class, and his friend tells him that they are going to Skyban, and if he is willing to go with them. Minhyuk says that he has different plans, so he wants to go home. After that, he bids farewell to his friends and starts to walk. As Minhyuk walks towards the parking area, he hears that someone is calling his name. As he looks forward, he sees that Lee Kang-jin is standing in front of him. Seeing him, Minhyuk takes off his glasses and smiles out of excitement. He then tells Kang that he heard that he stepped on Hwang Dong-hyuk. Kang also smiles back and tells Minhyuk that now it is his turn. Now the two of them stands face to face in the parking lot. Minhyuk starts to put his glasses back to his glass box, and he tells Kang that he was already planning to go because he got 4 questions wrong in the mock test today. But now, Minhyuk thanks Kang for coming on his own, as he can relieve some stress. Why is a guy who claims to study trying to become a gangster? Kang asked. Minhyuk tells Kang that a supervisor came and said that. A few days back, Song Hyun-soo approaches Kang Minhyuk. He offers Minhyuk to join the Kangjin audition. Hearing this, Minhyuk asked Hyun-soo that why is he making such a proposal to someone like him, who enjoys stepping on gangster sprouts as a hobby. Where did this jerk sell all his manners? I don't like your cocky attitude either, but your elder has something today. Your era of acting like a gangster with fists is over. Who do you think is more valuable in an organization? Someone who only uses their fist, or someone who uses their brain as well? Hyun-soo tells this to Minhyuk. Now back to the present, Minhyuk says that he didn't care if it was a thug or a troublemaker. He tells Kang that if he is saying he won't participate in this audition, then he should just stop. But Minhyuk says that he can't do so, as he is just collecting stress relief buddies. Hearing this, Kang gives a serious look and asked Minhyuk that what is he saying. Of course, you seem a bit different, but what can you do if I participate in the audition? You're also the same kind of person. In other words, you're also my stress relief target. Minhyuk tells this to Kang. Kang asked Minhyuk that if Kangjin faction seems funny to him, and it will be a wrong thought of his if he wants to leave the faction after winning the competition. Minhyuk tells Kang not to worry and just leave it to the Gangjin faction guys, as it's also just a future job for him. Hearing the word job, Kang gets serious and asked Minhyuk about it. Don't bother trying to find out about such things, Minhyuk replies. He then starts to remove his jacket and tells Kang that they should start now. At that time, a teacher comes and asks them that if they are not going home. Minhyuk bows down and greets the teacher respectfully. The teacher recognizes Minhyuk, so he asked him that if the boy standing beside him is his friend. Minhyuk replies that he's not that kind of friend, but he's a friend who needs education. Saying this, he gets on the bike and throws the helmet to Kang. He then tells Kang to get on as they have to go. Kang asked him that where they have to go. To relieve my stress. Minhyuk replies. Kang thinks a bit and tells him to wait. Kang wears the helmet and get on the bike. The teacher sees that there is only one helmet, so he asked Minhyuk that, where is his helmet? Minhyuk requests the teacher to turn a blind eye just for today, as he needs to protect this friend, so that he can relieve his academic stress. After that, Minhyuk starts the bike and gets out of there. Minhyuk drives the bike very fast. They get on a bridge, and as they are going, a white car get on their way. Seeing this, Minuk gets a bit nervous, but the bike is already at top speed and they cannot stop now. Kang is also about to fall, so he holds Minhyuk's shoulder tightly. Minhyuk uses his skills and takes a super curve to avoid being hit the car. Kang now grabs the jacket of Minhyuk. Minhyuk then tells Kang that if he keeps holding him this tightly, how is he going to hit him? After that, the two of them comes to an empty construction site. Minhyuk stops the bike and tells Kang to get down. Both of them gets down, and Kang hands over the helmet to him. After that, the two to them starts to talk and makes fun of each other. After a while, Kang tells Minhyuk to stop and get down to the business. Minhyuk stops fall talking and asked Kang that as he has been treated badly by those gangsters, so why is he following the same path they're trying to take? And if he wants to stand on top of their heads? Doing such things is what kids would want to do. It's just a pastime for me, Kang replies. Pastime, Minhyuk asked that he means. Kang says that not to bother him asking this kind of stuffs. Minhyuk laughs and says that if he is going to fight him, believe it or not, I ain't the kind of gangster you're thinking of, so there's really no need to fight, Kang says. Minhyuk then throws his bag and helmet on the ground and rushed towards Kang, saying that, that's good, but, he told him earlier, that today's mock exam scores were low. Minhyuk lands a clear hit on Kang's face. He didn't stop there. He again launched a kick towards Kang, but Kang uses his arms to block it. Minhyuk then lands and gets low and tries to knock Kang by kicking his legs. But this plan of his didn't work, as Kang jumps to avoid the kick. Kang then falls back and gives a deadly look at Minhyuk and tells him that he is not just all talk. After that, Minhyuk shouts and rushes to punch Kang, but Kang blocks it along with some of Minhyuk's kicks and uppercuts. All this time, Kang analyzes the movements of Minhyuk, and he comes to a conclusion that Minhyuk's timing is perfect, but he is too honest. Now Kang plans to make his move. At first, he dodges the punch, and he gets closer to Minhyuk and grabs his neck. Kang pulls Minhyuk's neck as he wants to hit his face with his knee. But Minhyuk is also an expert. He sees his coming, so he blocks it with his leg. As the two of them are close, both of them launched their punches at each other. The punches lands directly on their nose. After that, the two of them gets back and hold their nose out of pain. Minhyuk's nose turns red and starts to bleed, but for some reason, he seems happy. He tells Kang that it's nice as it will help him relieve his stress. After that, Minhyuk again rushed to punch Kang, but Kang dodges it easily and throws a punch at Minhyuk's stomach. Now Minhyuk gets into a defense position. Kang strikes Minhyuk continuously, and due to this, Minhyuk gets pushed back. He gets at the border of the building, but due to the intense fighting, none of them noticed it. As Minhyuk takes a single step backwards, he starts to fall. The place where Minhyuk is falling is embedded with sharp iron rods. The rods are so pointed that it will surely pierce through the skin of Minhyuk. Kang sees Minhyuk falling and he also gets nervous. Kang then quickly runs towards Minhyuk and garbs his clothes. Minhyuk also holds Kang's arms tightly with his hands. He then asked Kang that what is he doing. Kang didn't say anything as he only looks at Minhyuk's back. Minhyuk also turns his head and sees that the rods are touching his face, and if Kang was a little bit late, he would be gone for good. After saving Minhyuk, the both of them stops fighting and peacefully sits in a corner. Kang then tells Minhyuk to get out here as he didn't even want to become a gangster. "Wah, telling me to get out because you saved my life. Do you think I'll be intimidated?" Minhyuk tells this to Kang. Hearing this, Kang gets annoyed and says that Minhyuk has big mouth. Minhyuk then replies that he release stress not only with my fists, but also with his mouth. Kang then again tells Minhyuk that Kangjin faction is not a typical neighborhood gang, and there's nothing good about getting involved with them. Minuk also agrees with Kang. He then looks up at the sky and tells Kang that his dream is to become a police officer. Kang gets a bit shocked, hearing this. After that, Minuk starts to tell about his past. He says that his father was a gangster, and he'd always being chased, hiding, breaking into houses, going out again. Then one day, Minuk's father got stabbed and died somewhere. At that time, Minuk was in his 2nd grade, and despite struggling physically, Minuk's mom took care of him all by herself. And this is the main reason why Minuk hates Gangster so much. So is that why I said it was for your future work? Kang asked. Minuk laughs and says that because there's too much work, he is reducing it in advance. Kang then asked Minuk that why don't he become a prosecutor as he is also good at studies? Minuk replies that he can't, as his fist is itching. Minuk then questioned Kang that why on earth is he acting like this? Couldn't he have just retaliated against those who bullied him? Kang replies that because it's something I have to do. Minuk looks at Kang and says that it doesn't seem like he is trying to become a gangster either. Kang says that's right, as he is not trying to become a gangster. He is trying to prevent himself from becoming one. So, why? Why do you have to do that? Minuk asked. He also says that he will decide whether to concede based on Kang's answer. Kang thinks for a bit and says that over the past 3 years, he sharpened his skills to seek revenge against those who tormented him. In the end, he finally got revenge. In the process, he ended up auditioning unintentionally, and now he has realized that there are more trashes than he thought. His past 3 years are something that no one can compensate for. His anger didn't subside because of the bitter revenge, but because of the trashes that kept gathering. So he decided to seek revenge against all those guys. Hearing all of this, Minuk asked Kang that how is he going to do that? Let's shatter the dreams of those who want to become gangsters with our fists, and someday, let's also shatter the dreams of the gangsters themselves. Kang proposes this to Minuk. Minuk gets excited and he agrees to his. He gives Kang 100 points for charisma, 100 points for determination, 90 for points skill. Hearing this, Kang asked, why 90 points for skill? Minuk says that he will be fighting with trash. He can't go easy on them like before, so he gotta handle it calmly and will withdraw from here. He then says that Kang is the leader of the District 4 and shakes hand with him. Later in the morning, we can see Jansu, who is getting slaps from his wrestling coach Ilkwango for hanging out in bars and roaming around like a loan shark. Jansu didn't say a single word and hears all the words from the coach. After scolding, the coach asked Jansu that if he is really quitting wrestling. Jansu replies yes and stands firmly. Hearing this, the coach replies that how can he do that? After thinking about his mother. My mother? Coach, if I win the national sports competition, will my mom's medical expenses be covered? Jansu asked. The coach replies that if he win, there might be some funds from the school, and if he advance early in the folk wrestling competition, so will the pending hospital bills be solved right away. Jansu gets angry and asks this. Does that mean you're going to act like a gangster? Do you know how those friends of mine who used to be gangsters are living now? They all went to prison and they can't even act like decent human beings now. The coach says this to Jansu. Jinman and Mingyu is hiding behind a box and is seeing all of this. After hearing the coach words, Jansu clams a bit. He then asks the coach to lend him 20 million won, and after he makes a fortune, he will pay it back. The coach says that if he has that kind of money, he would have lent it to him a long time ago. Right. So stop looking now. Telling me to catch a shark right now is like telling my mom to die. Jansu tells this to his coach and starts to walk away. Seeing Jansu coming, Jinman and Mingyu turns around and acts like that. They are peeing. Jansu sees this and says that they are bastards to do this in broad daylight. The coach calls for Jansu, but he didn't listen to it, and starts to walk away. Seeing him walk away, the coach also leaves the place. Jinman and Mingyu is still standing there and feels relief seeing Jansu going away. Jinman is scared and he tells Mingyu that why did he bring him to watch Jansu. Mingyu tells him to shut up and follow him and their next destination in Kangdong Fighting Club. After that, we can assess Jansu is at Xinjiang Hospital. He is walking through the hall and he sees the office supplies storage and feels bad. At that time, his phone rings and he picks it up. Guri, Lee, Taikyun Hanam, Yang Zhonghua. Thanks for organizing up to Haiyan in Yangpyeong. The person on the other side of the phone tells this. Hearing this, Na Junsu tells that he didn't ask him to like it, so stop talking nonsense and just make the deposit. The person on the other side of the phone laughs and says, "That's it. But I'm about to propose one more thing, now that it's just between you and me to decide the outcome." "What proposal do you have?" Najunsu asked. "You still need money, don't you? I heard that the hospital expenses piled up to 2,000 won. As the man says this, Najunsu gets nervous and looks around. He sees that two boys standing in front of the office supplies storage is laughing while looking at him. The man then tells Jansu to give up on the audition and he will take care of the hospital bills. Jansu gets angry, and Lee Young-geol not TK cross the line. Lee Young-geol is another participant from the District 1. Hearing this tone of Jansu, Lee Young-geol tells that those words are what the strong say to the weak, and Jansu don't even stand a chance against him. Hearing this, Jansu gets furious and asked Lee Young-geol about his location. Later, we can see at Kangdong Fighting Club inside Lee Young-geol, he's sitting and watching a match between two people. As he is watching, he also tells the boys about their mistakes and is scolding them to do things properly. Hearing from Young-geol, the boys starts to punch heavily. Outside the club, Jinman and Mingyu is standing at the corner of the building. Jinman tells Mingyu that they will be screwed if they mess with Lee Young-geol. Mingyu shouts at Jinman and tells him that he is no longer scared of people like him. Hearing this, Jinman gets angry and tries to attack Mingyu, but after looking at Mingyu's face, he stops and tries to convince Mingyu that Lee Young-geol is not any other neighborhood guy that they can mess with. He is a total powerhouse. Lee Young-geol is a MMA fighter. He started martial arts because he enjoyed hitting people. But this dude turned out to be a natural-born prodigy. He is very strong that overcome any opponent. He beats them even after they gives up. He something went so mad that many people gets on the stage to stop him. When he gets on a fight, he gets berserk. One day in a MMA match, he make his opponent went into a vegetative state on the spot, and that's how Lee Young-geol's short-lived athletic career came to an end. Hearing this, Mingyu asked Jinman that if that bastard teaches kids in the gym. Jinman replies that he heard that a player got cut and a new hotshot joined or something like that, and they making money by betting on fight and gambling broadcasts. While the two of them are talking at that time, Jansu comes there with a scary face. Inside the club, the match is about to end. Young-geol shouts at them to get up, but the two fights are exhausted and lays on the ring. At that time, one of Young-geol's subordinates comes to him and whispers something in his ears and starts to show him a fighting video of Heo-hyun from Yangpyeong and Na Junsu. As he play the video, we can see another District 1 participant, Heo-hyun, is fighting with Na Junsu. At that fight, Na Junsu is at defensive and Heo-hyun and continuously attacking him. Heo-hyun is very agile, but all of his attacks are being blocked by Na Junsu's arms. Heo-hyun moves aside and tries to punch on Na Junsu's stomach. Na Junsu notices this, and he also moves there to block the punch. But this was actually Heo-hyun's trick. Heo-hyun uses his agility and gets on the other side and lands a clear hit on Na Junsu's ribs. Na Junsu feels extreme pain, and it seems like some of his ribs gets cracked. Na Junsu bows down, holding his chest. At that time, Heo-hyun grabs his hairs and tells Na Junsu that he is finished now. but Jansu shocks Heo-hyun as he quickly recovers from the pain and grabs Heo-hyun's waist with his both hands. Jansu then uses his impressive strength and holds Heo-hyun up and then truns Heo-hyun and smash his head hard on the ground. After that, he holds Heo-hyun and punched directly at Heo-hyun's face with brute force, getting hit. Heo-hyun's face starts to bleed, and he gets completely knocked on the spot. Jansu then gets up and again holds his chest, and the broken ribs hurts a lot. Lee Young-geol sees this and smiles. After that, the subordinate of his puts the phone in his pocket and asked Young-geol that if Jansu will come toady. If you grasp reality, Jansu won't show up. As only the fearless bastards come, Young-geol replies. The subordinate then says that spending the cash on the medical bills feels like a waste to him. Hearing this, Young-geol laughs and asked his subordinate that if he really thinks that he will pay the medical bills even after that punk Jansu taps out. The subordinate laughs. Hearing this. After that, Young-geol tells the other to set up the tools and bring in the players. As his orders, the people starts to set up the camera. New fighters come in front of Young-geol. He then tells the fighters that the prize money is 1 million won and an additional 500,000 won if they can score a KO in the first round. And judging by the betting amount at stake, consider the bonus separately. After that, the two fighters gets ready and climbs on the stage. Young-geol notices that somebody comes in their club, so he turns back and sees that Jansu is there. Jansu is very angry, and he shouts, "I'm here, Lee, Young-geol, you damn son of a bitch." Seeing him, that fighters gets nervous. Lee Young-geol tells Jansu that now he crossed the line. "You are the one who crossed the line, Lee Young-geol. Did you investigate at the hospital?" Jansu says. Young-geol laughs and tells Jansu that it looks like he has been pondering a bit, what Jansu questioned. "I asked you where you were yesterday. Seems like you've been seriously pondering this whole time," Young-geol replies. Hearing this, Jansu gets mad and his face turns red due to extreme anger. After that, Young-geol tells his subordinates to reset the betting and tells the fighters to come down as they have an unscheduled match. Saying this, Young-geol gets up on the ring and tells Jansu to come up. Jansu says if he is kidding him and tells him to come down. "Do you see the mobile phones installed in every corner over there? Is the betting going on right now? Because you messed up the first round, I have to bet again. Just shut up and come up. If you win, I'll cover your mom's hospital bills." Young-geol tells this to Jansu. Hearing this, Jansu gets mad and jumps on the stage. Seeing Jansu jumping in the ring, Young-geol tells him that he thought he is a pig, but now it looks like he isn't just a pig. Jansu stands up slowly and tells Young-geol that if he hits him with his full strength, he will be death in a single shot. After that, the two of them stands face to face and gets ready to fight. Young-geol takes off his t-shirt and throws it away. The two of them takes their fighting stands, and the first to attack is Young-geol. Young-geol rushed towards Jansu to punch him. Young-geol is also very agile with his body and moves. He throws 4 consecutive punches at Jansu, but Jansu blocks all of them easily. Young-geol then uses his legs and kicks on Jansu cracked ribs. Jansu bites his teeth tightly to reduce the pain. Jansu takes a step back and thinks that he can't take one more hit on that place. While Jansu is thinking, that time Young-geol launches his another kick, and now he aims at Jansu's neck. Jansu couldn't react to this, so the kick lands directly on his neck. This is a Brazilian kick. Seeing this, the subordinates of Young-geol cheers for him. Jansu touches his neck and presses it a bit, and acts like nothing happened to him. Seeing this, Young-geol feels a bit nervous. "Is that all you can do? It'll be best to keep your mouth shut and just do your best. I'm different from the kids you've been playing with all this time." Jansu tells this to Young-geol. After that, he rushed towards Young-geol. Seeing this, Young-geol steps back. He bounced on the ropes and get on the other side. After escaping from Jansu, Young-geol teases him, saying that if he thinks that he can catch him, Jansu gets furious and he grinds his teeth. Young-geol also give an angry look. Jansu then again rushes towards Young-geol, but he again uses the help of the ropes and jumps to the other side. But this time, Jansu shows his speed and catch up with Young-geol. He quickly grabs Young-geol's neck. Young-geol starts to punch Jansu's face, but this punches didn't affect Jansu a bit. Jansu then holds Young-geol's chest and raises him up. He then throws Young-geol on the stage. Young-geol quickly recovers from the shock, and he takes a few steps back. Now, Young-geol gets mad, and he rushed to strike Jansu with his knee. But in front of Jansu's strength, Young-geol is no match. So Jansu stops Young-geol's knee attack with his arm and then counterattacks. Seeing the attack of Junsu, Young-geol gets into defense. But as Junsu's strong punch lands on Young-geol's arms and he rolls away. Young-geol stands up and now B feels that Junsu is like a wild beast. But for some reason, he gets excited and feels that he can take Junsu on. Young-geol again starts to attack. Some of his punches gets dodged, but some are blocked by Junsu. After that, Junsu makes his move, but Young-geol dodges it and lands a punch on Junsu's chin. Junsu gets mad and he tries to catch Young-geol. Now Junsu makes a fall move and let his guard open. Young-geol takes this chance and kicks on the injured place of Junsu. Junsu's ribs break and another one gets cracked. Junsu vomits water as he feels unimaginable pain. Seeing this, Young-geol laughs and he didn't stop there. He, again, punched at Junsu's head. Getting hit, Junsu falls down. Young-geol looks at his boys and they starts to cheer for him. While they are cheering, and Red Jacket Boy looks at the stage and gets scared. Seeing this, Young-geol also turns and gets nervous to see that Junsu get up. Junsu is really furious. He tears his cloth and his huge body full of muscles gets shown. The place where his ribs gets broken turns dark blue, but this does bother Junsu. He shouts and says that he will kill Young-geol. In the meantime, Jin-man and Ming-yu is climbing up. Jin-man is trying to convince Ming-yu that they should leave now as they just escaped from getting caught by Junsu. Ming-yu tells Jin-man that if he is scared, he should leave. Inside the ring, the match between Junsu and Young-geol is going on. Both of them starts to attack each other fiercely. One time, Young-geol punches Junsu, the other time, Junsu punches Young-geol. Ming-yu and Jin-man gets in front room and looks through the glass doors. Both of them get scared to see this fierce fight. Junsu now corners Young-geol, and he is about to make the final blow, but Young-geol is a pro fighter. He sees this and pushed the ropes back to dodge the attack. Young-geol again escapes from Junsu. Both of them are bleeding from their nose. Young-geol now rests on the corner as he gets tired. Young-geol looks at his subordinate and points him something. His subordinate understands it and goes towards the cameraman and tells him to turn off the stream. After that, he slowly starts to climb the stage when Junsu and Young-geol is fighting. Young-geol get damage on his head and he starts to feel dizzy. Junsu then garbs Young-geol's pants and gives him a nice suplex. Young-geol hits the stage and bonks away and lays down in a corner. Junsu gets up, but he is also exhausted at that time, while Junsu's guard is down. The subordinate of Young-geol get on the stage with a baseball bat, and he hits the injured place of Junsu with that bat. Getting hit, Junsu feels excruciating pain. He holds his chest and falls on the floor. After that, the boy throws the bat and gets down of the stage, and he tells the cameraman to turn on the broadcast. In the meantime, Young-geol recovers and he gets up. He climbs on the unconscious Junsu's body and punched hard on the face of Junsu. Young-geol starts to punch continuously on the face like a madman. Junsu can't do anything as he is unconscious. After a while, Young-geol stops and the face of Junsu gets covered in blood. Young-geol then raises his hand and declares him the champion. The subordinates of his also starts to scream. The green t-shirt boy asks the cameraman that how is the situation. The man replies that it's in chaos. The people watching the broadcast starts to complain for stopping the broadcast in the middle of the match. So to handle the chaos situation, the green t-shirt boy tells the cameraman to apologize, and for the inconvenience they will provide each with 5,000 points. Hearing this, the cameraman gets shocked as this is a lot of money. The green t-shirt boy smiles and says that all that money is going to be theirs. Jinman and Mingyu sees this act, and Mingyu gets mad at them for using a cowardice method. After that, the subordinates of Young-geol takes the body of Na Jansu and puts it in a car and drives it to a park. The green t-shirt is also there. As they arrived at the park, the green t-shirt boy tells the others to quickly take the body and place in on a bench and leave the place before making any scene. The two boys starts to carry the huge body of Na Jansu slowly. They throws the body at a bench and gets a bit annoyed as the body is very heavy. Na Jansu then looks at them with his scary eyes. Seeing this, the boys get scared, but after a while, Na Jansu falls into unconscious again. The boys leave quickly. Now, Na Jansu is sitting on a bench under the lamppost and thinks about the words of Young-geol. As he was being taken away from the club at that time, Young-geol tells Na Jansu that he acknowledges Na Jansu's strength, but now, as he has got beaten, so he has to stay quiet. And from now on, he will be the one pulling him up from above as he wants the money. Na Jansu recalls this, and befalls on the bench and gets unconscious. After that, Jinman and Mingyu shows up. They stands in front of Na Jansu. Mingyu tells Jinman that they should move the body. Hearing this, Jinman freaks out and tells Mingyu that it's dangerous and what will happen to them when Na Jansu wakes up while they are moving his body. Mingyu totally ignores Jinman and he takes Na Jansu's arm to raise him, but as Na Jansu is very heavy, it is impossible for Mingyu to carry him, so he tells Jinman to hurry up and help him as he is just helping an injured person to get to the hospital. Hearing this, Jinman looks at the sky and cry for having us a unfortunate fate. But after that, Jinman sits on the ground and tells Mingyu to put Na Jansu onto his back. After that, Jinman and Mingyu gets to Yonghak's training center, and there they meets up with Kang. They tells Kang about all that happened and tells him that they left Na Jansu at the hospital. Was the reason he auditioned for the audition because use of his mother's medical bills? Kang asked. Mingyu replies yes, and tells Kang that they had heard it when Na Jansu was talking with the coach. Mingyu also tells that Young-geol is provoking Na Jansu while taking about money. Kang gets quiet and starts to remember an incident from his past. It was year 2002. Kang lives with his gangmates. Kang was smoking a cigarette, and his subordinates are doing something with weapons and bats. Among the subordinates, there is a 19-years-old boy named Hwang Taegyu. Suddenly, Kang addressed Taegyu and tells him that, when he face off against the other organization later, just back off roughly. Hearing this, Taegyu gets nervous and tells Kang that he will not do that and take the lead. Cho Do-young hits Taegyu at the back and tells him to be careful, as lanky guys like him are easy targets to get stabbed. Taegyu rubs his head and tells that he would rather take it than seeing them suffer. Kang then throws a bundle of money in front of Taegyu and tells that he heard that his dad's hospital bills are overdue. So he tells Taegyu that once work's done today, go to the hospital and settle it. Taegyu hesitates a bit and asks if he really have to take it. Hurry up and put it in. That's the price of these guys' lives. Quick before I change my mind, Cho Do-young again hits Taegyu and tells this to him. Taegyu then takes the money. As soon as he takes it, he stands up and starts to cry. He then bows towards Kang and thanks him. Kang smiles while smoking. After a few days, we can see that Taegyu is dead. At his funeral, Kang and his rest of the gang members gathered. Seeing this, Kang gets furious. Now back to the present, Kang tells Mingyu not to go, wandering around trying to gather information from now on, as he will handle it himself. Hearing this, Mingyu tells Kang that Na Jansu was really stronger than Woo Minjun and Hwang Dongyuk, but he ended up like that all alone. Kang says okay and tells Mingyu that he gets what he tries to mean. Jinman then gets up and holds Kang's shoulders and says, thanks to him, you for putting an end to that bastard's rampage. Kang smiles, and after that, he gets out and stands alone. He thinks that, when someone is born with strength and size but meet an unfortunate environment, becoming a thug is almost inevitable. Then we can see Young-geol, who is sitting inside the stage, is talking to someone with the phone. He tells that he cleared out District 1. We can see the person on the other side is a white-haired man who seems like a big shot. He asked Young-geol that if that all he got. Young-geol gets shocked, and he replies, it's not. The white-haired man then tells him to do well and cuts the call and hands the phone to his subordinate. As he walks in the pub, people bows towards him.